What's going on, everybody? It's your boy ACGL Scara, and welcome to yet another ACGL Breakdown. Today, I'm joined by the Pro Rocket League player for ATK, Werty. Werty, welcome on board. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm good yourself, and I love that energy from you. It's perfect.
Thank you so much. We have to start it good. We have to start it right, and I think we have to start with some energy. Fantastic. But I just want you to take this opportunity to sort of introduce yourself and let the viewers know who you are and what are you all about.
I am Werty as Werty. I feel like my friends in real life have called me Werty more than my actual name, so that's what we'll go with. I'm 20 years old. I was previously studying engineering, actually, in Pretoria, and now I'm at UNISA. So yeah, doing some studying, playing games, making it, hopefully.
Fantastic. And speaking more into that, how long have you been competing in esports, and how has your journey been in competitive Rocket League?
It's been wow. Okay, so I started playing competitively in Call of Duty. I think Black Ops 2. There was some competitions now and then, and then I finally got my hands on Rocket League ever since 2017, I believe, somewhere late 2017. And then playing community tournaments all the way up until this point. So I've been here probably from the beginning of Rocket League in South Africa.
That's fantastic. And speaking on that, this is going more towards your personal side of things. How does it feel to have already made 145,000 Rand at the age of only 20 at the moment, just playing Rocket League?
I feel like that is only so much of an indication of how much I've had to put in. Of course, it's, we have to say it's luck to an extent that we've had these opportunities. But to me, that's nowhere near the important part. Like, I need to get trophies. I need to win. I have to prove myself. And what comes along the way may help, but it's not the importance in this passion of mine.
Definitely.
Very grateful, though. Very grateful.
Yeah, and I think there's also an aspect that people don't really take into account. I mean, yes, you've made that money, but it's also the effort that you've put in behind the scenes, the amount of work that you've put in for the teams that you've been playing for. And I think it's just going to show that if you really put your mind to something, you really can turn into something great. And a lot of people don't really understand that, there is sort of a possibility for a pursuit of a career, or just you being able to get monetary gain in the world of esports. And yes, it is very, very hard in our local community, but for someone like you who's gone to show that you've already made such an amount of money at the age that you're at now, it really goes to show that if you really put in the work, put in the effort, then you can really get to that goal or get to that objective of you actually creating a sort of a career for yourself.
Of course, I think what people also need to understand is there's a lot of sacrifice into it. Like, I know that sounds very cliche, but it is true. It's you need to balance a lot of things in your life. You will have to neglect a fair bit. And if you don't take it too far, like example, like I feel I could have put in more hours back in the day. I could have maybe, you have your regrets, but if you do push and you keep on pushing, you will eventually get to a point where it works. And yeah, I think people also need to understand that it doesn't matter how crazy it seems to be playing games while you're in high school, but if you enjoy it and you can see yourself doing it, why not?
Definitely. But moving on from that, let's go more into the RLCS type of side of things. Starting off, I wanted to say, ATK fell short ever so slightly with regards to breaking into that top 4 in the final rankings of the previous split. But coming into this next split, how do you feel you guys will do? Have you made the necessary adjustments to potentially break into that top 4 spot?
I would definitely say we're in a more stable position because of we had a couple challenges for the first split. We had a teammate who only really joined us and was able to practice with us about a week before it started, which was really not viable. And still, we pulled very decent results. Sadly, it was inconsistent, but I do believe that now we're in a stable spot. We have things that we've worked on. We've had time to practice. We've tried to make the most out of it. We should be able to push to results that we want, because as much as it's decent, we really need those top 2 and we want to get there.
And I mean, I don't think it's out of your reach. You guys have reached the top 2, or you've even gone first at some point. So it's not like it's out of your reach. I think it's just, working on those little kinks here and there just to sort of get to that eventual goal.
Yeah, of course. I feel like also the motivation from the guys is really enlightening. I feel that last year was, as much as I also got some very decent results on a personal level, I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as I have now. I feel the group of people I have are now willing to put in hours and really just enjoy the experience together more than just compete.
Most definitely. I think that's really the key thing, is you guys just enjoying it as a team and having fun. I think really that's what goes a lot longer than you guys just being a team. It's, you know, more about the dynamic that works around you guys. And if it's you guys just enjoying what you do together, I think then it's going to play into your favor a lot more going down the line. Moving on from that though, I want to just talk more on the whole broader basis of RLCS. And what I mean by that is I want to know, what are your thoughts about the state of Rocket League going into this next RLCS split, taking into consideration, you know, the new teams participating, the roster changes. You know, how do you feel this RLCS split is going to turn out?
It's amazing that the community has finally gotten together to really push when it comes to Rocket League. I know games like Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Dota, even Call of Duty, FIFA are huge in SA, but they don't get the, how can I put this, the sort of viewpoint where if you start here, you have this opportunity to end up overseas. And we have that with Rocket League. So people finally identifying that, enjoying the game, most of all, and showing interest is really good for the region's growth and as well for international potential. But it'll be fun as well. I feel like the more people we have, you know, it's more competition. It's just a better growth as well for a skill level than everybody else as well. But yeah.
Definitely, yeah. And I think you really touched on a point there that I think is really, really important, is the fact that you guys also have the opportunity to even make it overseas. I mean, we recently had a situation where we had Bravado and Pirates making it over to the World's Championship, and just having that opportunity of going to an international stage or being able to compete on an international level, I think is really somewhat the dream of many people locally who are competing. You know, I mean, I think they definitely all want to be competing on a much bigger and broader stage. So I think Rocket League sort of has become that, is that if you work hard enough, or if you get to a certain level, you are able to achieve such a goal. You are able to achieve getting to an overseas stage. So I think Rocket League definitely has grown a lot more from what I've seen, or from when I got into it to this point now. And I think there's just a whole lot of good that's just coming out of Rocket League.
No, of course. I feel like also the everyone's dream as a player specifically is to be the best. If that's not your goal, I'm not too sure how far you'll make it. But I mean, seeing everyone, the Bravado and Pirates guys manage to go overseas, the results were unfortunately expected. But that's what you want. You want to have that. You want to be able to see how you compete against the rest of the world. Because sadly, where we are, our opportunities are limited. So seeing how they could do, I know a couple of them made trips to England and Europe recently as well to you know, just try and get that skill level up for themselves to bring it back into the region is insane. So you, as much as it gives you opportunities too, I mean, the pay, the overall tournaments you can play in are huge overseas, but we have a way there, and I feel like if we push hard enough, we can make it there too. I'm still a little bit salty though that I didn't get there last year, but hey, you know, props to them. They did really well, and yeah, hopefully that could be me in August, September sometime.
You know, wouldn't be too surprised if I do be seeing ATK soon up on that grander stage. I would love to see that come soon. But yeah, moving on from that, more into some RLCS stuff. We reached our all-time high of team registrations in our region. Do you think that Rocket League has gained a lot more traction and grown in recent times, or has it always been there and we just haven't really noticed it?
I think we have we started with a very small, passionate group, which was very good for the community. It allowed everyone to grow together, and there was not much split between the groups of newer players, casual players, and, you know, the competitive guys. Yeah. Now that there's so much growth, I feel like it should be even, like, I don't know. I don't even know how to express it, because I'm used to thinking about the same 20 to 30 guys that used to come on a weekend and just play the game. But now it's huge, and it's very nice to see that everyone's getting into it and really pushing themselves further. I'm I'm not too sure exactly how long it'll take for us to really get everybody who's new to a very competitive level. But the fact that they're starting and they're, getting into it is a really good step in the right direction.
Definitely. And I think that's the most important part, is them actually taking that leap of faith and actually just going for it, and not just sitting back and saying, oh no, I don't want to compete against these guys, or I might not be able to, topple the guys at the top. But it's the fact that they're just telling themselves, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just get in. Let's get involved. Let's do it. And you spoke about this earlier. The fact that there's more involvement and there's more participation going down, I think that's really what's playing to the benefit of our region as well, and why we slowly but surely starting to see a lot more support come towards our region, is the fact that these types of players who are maybe sort of new to the game or sort of new to a competitive environment are still getting involved and getting those numbers up there for us. So I think definitely over time they will be learning, but I think the small step that they are taking to actually participate in the event as well, I think is really the more important thing that we need to look at as well.
Exactly. I think that initiative is extremely important, not only for them, but it also proves that even if you're not playing in RLCS, you do have your smaller tournaments everywhere else. You could play against a different caliber of player, and you can sort of adjust your skill. You can grow, learn, just have fun. You don't necessarily have to be the best immediately. I mean, I learned that too over my 5 years here, but you take your time, and if you just enjoy it, I feel like you can grow much quicker than everybody else.
Most definitely. But moving on to my final question, so I can let you up and leave, because I'm sure we're both hot. Who would you consider your biggest obstacle, or possibly rivals, going into this next split, or is that not really on your mind at the moment?
It used to be an old rivalry we had with the old Bravado team, which is now Pirates. I feel like that has continued to an extent, but looking back at it all, and for my personal and our team's growth, I think our biggest obstacle is ourselves. If we get rid of all of the extra noise, all of the comments, the ideas, if we just play good Rocket League, I feel like we could take #1, but that's up to us. So yeah.
We'll see. That is not an answer I expected, but I actually love that I heard that. I think a little personal inception is also really good at times. You just looking into yourself and just saying, you know what, this is what we need to work on. I think this is what's maybe hindering us from moving forward or improving. So the fact that you guys have that down already, I'm definitely sure you guys are going to be hitting that top 4 easy this coming split.
I'm glad. I mean, with you here, hopefully we can maybe push it to 2nd, but we'll see.
Fantastic stuff. But honestly, that's been all my questions, and that's been the ACGL breakdown for this one. Thank you so much, Werty, for joining me. It's been such a pleasure chatting to you too.
Thank you so much for having me. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.